Hey everybody, it's another beautiful day here in sunny Florida, and it's not raining, so let's work on the Datsun. Today's small goal is to be removing the rear struts that normally are for the 5-mile-an-hour crash for the bumper, but since we're not going to be running a bumper, we don't need this, so I need to crawl underneath there and get them undone, but I didn't leave myself enough workspace, so we got to push the car a little bit forward. This would be a lot easier if the tires weren't flat. Always remember to chalk your wheels. Underneath the driver's side, it looks like somebody already took out 2 bolts that are holding on the inside, but there is one more. You can see it with that kind of white spot right in the center of the light there. So we're going to try and take that one out, and there's still a bolt threaded side sticking out on this end. I think this is a cover that would normally go up over this to protect it, but I'm not sure what's holding it on the other side because I can't see in between this crevice. So first we're going to try and take out that one bolt down there and then see where that gets us. Well, that didn't get us anywhere. Unless it's just froze on from being there so long. Just spent a hot second on the internet and it looks like there's going to be 3 on this side. Following this inside line up underneath the car. Can we get some more hands in here? So that plastic shroud underneath is probably being held on by the same bolts. So I need to find a way to get some kind of extension in that side. I wedged a hammer in between the spot where I couldn't really see, and then I got to looking at it and it looks like it's a bolt with no things to grab on the head. It's just round on the outside of it. So it makes me think maybe I'm approaching this the wrong way. Maybe I need to go in from the inside of the car and see if I can get to some nuts that are on there. Maybe something is captured that way, and then those things just fall out from underneath. Maybe, I don't know. Let's take a look inside the car. Inside the Datsun, we just got to move a couple things out of the way so we can get enough room to work. And we got a Mustang dipstick here. Okay, well, we got part of it. And I see my bolts. I see the bolts, guys. Let's just take them out from here. See them? 1, 2, 3. All right, let's take those out. Those are big boy nuts. 17mm to be precise. Be the last bolt. Yeah, it's wiggling. It's probably gonna fall right on my foot. Alright, next problem. I think I need to take this stupid shield off. I think it's impeding my work right now. 2 small bolts looks like it holds that on. The 2 smaller bolts holding on the shield are 10mm. And not too rusty. That's nice. 1. Everywhere in this car it's been a lock washer, flat washer, which is great for keeping things from undoing themselves. It actually costs a bit more money. Make sure we get that on there good and tight because we don't want it to strip off. We do not want that to happen. Tetanus. There it is. Shield off. Alright, let's try and get it out now. Yes! Woohoo! Finally. Unfortunately for me, the fuel tank has to drop in order for me to get this back shock out. So for removing the gas tank, it's going to be a little tricky because I don't actually want to take the gas tank all the way out. So I don't want to disconnect the fuel lines and the return line, but I do need to drop it low enough to be able to get my hand underneath the side where the gas shock is. So the first thing I'm going to do is support it with my new jack. We don't want to pump it up too much. We just want to take some of the weight off. Well, that may be too much. That may not be enough. Let's go ahead and we'll just leave it right there. Next thing you're gonna need is a deep 14mm socket. I mean, real deep. You'll see why in a second. Underneath the car, you'll hopefully see this threaded rod that's sticking out. There is a 14mm nut on the end of that. Same thing on the other side. So you need to use the deep socket so that you can get over that threaded rod. So let's go ahead and try taking them out. And try using our handy dandy electric tool that Leon gave us. Because I really don't want to be underneath here at all. And is there enough room? Sorta. I may need an extension. How we do? We get anywhere? Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. But how far did we get? Plus, I got more rust in my eye. It's always great. Okay, we got one of the belts off. That's interesting how that works. Alright, I guess let's try and get the other belt off. What's your bet this is just gonna fall on my face? So much rust. That's the joys of working on an older car, Andrew. You get to experience all that rust firsthand. Yes. Okay. So, we got both straps off now. You think it'll come down? No? Yes? Uh-oh. Okay. I wonder what we're being held in by now. Can't see anything from the top, you big dummy. There's such a rat's nest. I almost feel like I'm being held in by something from up above. Doesn't feel like any fuel in the tank. Oh, okay.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Rory.
Hi. I wanted to ride my bicycle.
Okay.
Outside. When it starts to rain.
Okay. Spiders. Black Widow. Yeah, okay. Let's not stick my hand back in there. I don't always need a clean work environment. But when I do, it's because I got black widows crawling on me. Probably should have did this first, but I'm going to take off this cover access plate that goes to the fuel tank. It's just 2 Phillips head screws. Underneath the access panel was the connector for the fuel pump. So it just pulls straight apart. There's no twisting involved. So now that that's disconnected, it made me think, hey, I bet you this cover is actually for the fuel door, which is connected to a pipe, which is actually connected to the tank. So that's probably what's holding us up right now. That's tight. Let's probably start by taking off these 4 screws, but we're going to use the hex head side as bolts so we don't strip out the Phillips head inside. What are the odds it's a 10mm? Hey, 10mm. Let's try dropping the tank back down now. Okay, well that was definitely holding us up.
There's so many flies everywhere.
Those are dragonflies.
Yeah, there's dragonflies everywhere on our house. Right?
Guess who's a big dummy? This guy. Can you see that? Hose clamp, the light's on it right now. Probably help a lot if we took that off, wouldn't it? Okay, so because I can't get the camera in there to show you, the clamp is actually pointing this way on the fuel tank. So for instance, I can't use the screwdriver and go in like this and turn left. I have to reach over top of it and come in like this and then turn left this way. I think you understand what I mean. I'm not sure if that's how it was put on from the Datsun factory at Nissan, but it's a real pain in the butt because it's in that direction. So give me a couple minutes and we'll see if we can get it off. Because I am a failure mechanic with this, I resorted to this. And I did that. To that. Alright, maybe that bought us enough space to be able to get up there and finally do these struts, shocks, whatever you want to call them. Two 14mm bolts at the bottom. Oh crap, I think there's 3. Yep. And we got to remove a rubber bumper in order to get to it. But it's a smaller size. What are the odds it's a 10? It's not a 10. And it's not a 14. Maybe a 12? It's a 12. Can I actually do this completely blinded? No. Okay. I'll show you the bumper once I get it out in a second. Or 10. I tell you, this old gas does not smell good whatsoever. This little bumper is screwed in with 2 bolts, technically 1 nut and 1 bolt. And it's a bumper of some sort. I don't know what it does. All I do know is it's in the way. Back under we go. Power tools make everything better. Thank you, Leon, from On Point Fabrication. Okay, now it looks like we just got to get to the ones at the top. Again. Back on the inside of the car, it looks like we just got 2 screws on this side holding on this inner panel. That's by the fuel tank filler. Well, it's nice when something doesn't strip. Uh-oh. Don't speak too soon, Andrew. Why don't I get a longer screwdriver? Oh, here's one. Nice. Oh, that's funny. That's real funny. We don't even need to do this. Way to go, Andrew. All I had to do was push it in a little bit further, and you can see the nuts right there. Let's go ahead and take them out. Okay. 3 nuts. And at least it's loose. Whew. And you almost trip over your helpful light. So satisfying. That's a nice hole right there. Alright, my friends, that's how you clean up the rear end of your Datsun. Suppose a lot of good people would go ahead and fill in these holes, either Bondo or some new steel, fill them all in, make a nice smooth bumper. I suppose if we're really ambitious we can do that one day, but for right now I'm just gonna dig the holy look. As far as that gas tank is concerned, that's a project for another day for me, because I'm tired of cutting my arms up on this thing today. Thank you so much for watching the continuation of the Datsun V8 build process. I hope you like these episodes. I'm going to try and produce a lot more of them as quickly as possible, but with time and a new job I'm just about to start going on, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to do my best to make more content as fast as I can. Thank you so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind subscribing or hitting the like button, I'd really appreciate that. Anyway, I will see you on the next episode. Over and out. Admit it. This looks a lot better. Oh yeah.